Also in the Pac-12, Oregon threw down a gauntlet for both USC and Washington, stomping out Utah 35-6. That is number 8 Oregon stomping out number 13 Utah 35-6. And it felt like, hey, this might be Bryson Barnes' coming out game. Nope. They held that man to 15-29 for 136 and 2 INTs. He looked like Super Bryson Barnes against Superman in USC. And Oregon said, no, that's just Bryson Barnes. They said, hey, we got a pig farmer at quarterback who beat a Heisman winner. And Oregon said, no, we're going to show y'all that dude is a pig farmer, not a Heisman winner. The Heisman winner, hell, that might be Bo Nix after today. 24, 31, 248, 3 total TDs. He looked gooded. Okay? Looked like a bacon and egg sandwich. Looked good. Okay? Troy Franklin, he looked good too. 8 catches, 99 yards of TD. That dude ought to be a Biletnikoff Award finalist. I'm really looking at it. And between Rome Odunze, and then you got my man Troy Franklin, and then you got my man Marvin Harrison Jr., it's going to be thick for that Biletnikoff Award race here. I'm also looking at an Oregon defense that heard me calling it out and going, do y'all play defense over there, or is that just something that y'all talk about playing? And Tosh Lapoy, Dan Lanning got in them boys' grill and said, I don't want Utah to score not one damn TD. Not one. I don't want to see Jaquindon Jackson get in that end zone. I don't want to see Sione Vaki tearing us up. I don't want to see Money Parks catching no TD passes. I want you to hold them to nothing, and Judge Smells like it. And them boys said, ain't nothing but nothing, dog. We got you. They held Utah to 6 points all game. 2 field goals. Okay? That is the first Oregon football team to hold a ranked opponent without a TD since 2012. All of a sudden, feels like Oregon is surging. Now, I picked Oregon to win this game, but that, most people, I think, picked Oregon to win this game, although there are a lot of folks going, y'all sleeping on Utah. Nah, dog, I ain't been slept on Utah. Utah been overperforming. That's not shade. Like, they're good, and they're 2-time defending Pac-12 champ, but when you got Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., Caleb Williams playing the way that they are, it's really difficult for me to point at Bryson Barnes and say that's going to be a dude that carries you to the Pac-12 championship game, right? Meanwhile, Bo Nix making his 55th start, a record that he broke last year and continues to set for the rest of the year, has Oregon looking like a really great offense. And then Tysheen Johnson with the 2 picks brings you back to this idea of, oh yeah, okay, they could play a little bit of defense too. I think Oregon might have just said, hey, we want another shot at Washington. I said, well, can you just do that the first damn time and stop wasting our time? I mean, Washington is undefeated, getting ready to stomp out Stanford. It's like, would you rather be there? Sure, you would. But does an Oregon Pac-12 champ with 1 loss get into the college football playoff? That's an interesting question. I think that Oregon is, for me, a good football team, and I still got them as a team that can win the Pac-12 championship. It's hard to argue with Washington being out front there because they are undefeated and because they beat Oregon. But that game was in Seattle, and I contend that Dan Lanning lost that game for Oregon. Washington didn't go win it. Okay? Now, you're a Washington fan, you feel some kind of way about that. Cool. Go win a Pac-12 championship and prove the world wrong. But like I know, if that man had just decided to punt the football, maybe we're talking about an undefeated Oregon football team. And right now, between Dan Lanning and Kyle Whittingham, I don't think that I trust 2 head coaches to go win a wrestling title more. I just don't. Both them dudes got a lot of stuff in their neck. Both of them dudes won it in the worst way. Both of those guys really, really challenged their offensive and defensive lines to go be great. But Will Stein has also been low-key, just outstanding addition to that Oregon staff. I thought they were going to take a step back with Kenny Dillashaw taking that job at Arizona State. But Will Stein has just said, no, who are my best players? Let me get the ball into Bo Nix's hands, Bucky Irving's hands, and Troy Franklin's hands as many times as I possibly can. Scheme up ways to get those dudes open and get those dudes touches, and then see if they can't go score on these really great defenses. And that's what Utah is. It's a really great defense that they went ahead and put 35 up on. Very excited to see what the rest of the way holds for them. And again, SC, this is coming to you. This is coming at your head. This is not a brick that you don't see coming. You're going to absolutely see Oregon coming at you like Craig did Debo with a brick. Okay? That what you've been showing defensively, that ain't no. You play like that against Oregon, they liable to put up 100. They liable to put up 100, and they liable not to take their foot off the gas. So you better come correct, because you got Washington, and you got Oregon, then you got a UCLA team that is currently playing against Colorado. We will talk about that game and Ohio State, Wisconsin on our Sunday AP Rankings Reaction Show, where I'll also reveal my top 25, see how far Oklahoma slides down there, see how far Oregon moves up off of that. If you like what you've seen, consider subscribing to the #1 college football show on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcast.